Excuse me.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got a funny show for you guys. Thank you for joining me. If you guys don't know, yesterday was 3 years since I started this YouTube journey, and I'm just trying to make some people laugh and have some fun here. So don't take this shit too serious, for entertainment purposes only. And if you don't like this, go somewhere else. Start your own podcast. Appreciate you guys. Rah, how are you doing? Salvatore, what's up, man? Polak, Full Green Light. William, I loved your interview on Bit. Thank you. I'm starting to tell my own story on my channel. So the next episode of my story will be on Wednesday night, tomorrow night. Thomas, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to go over some things today. We got to let it be known what these people really are about. Otherwise, people won't know. They'll only get one side, and it'll be their bullshit story. And I'm not letting that fly. It's not going to happen. So I'm here to tell the truth about these people and have fun doing it. And some people don't like it, but that's okay. I don't like everything in the world either. But, you know, I've been called worse by better, as you can say. But we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're just going to enjoy ourselves doing it and make you guys laugh. That's what it's about, right? Laughter is like medicine for the soul. Hey, so get a laugh out of that. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you guys don't know, I'm working on getting a new laptop. If you want to contribute to that laptop, just hit up my Cash App at Chattin with Staxx, or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats. There's a lot of different ways, Zelle, and a few people donated already, and we're going to get there. We just need some help. And I appreciate everyone that is contributing. So I have a lot of interviews lined up. I banged out a bunch today, and we're going to get a whole bunch released tonight. I'm going to release, I think I have 3 scheduled already. But Michael, how you doing? Raekwon, what's up? Full Green Light. Yas, how are you? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. So today, we're going to be talking about Chief Suckums and Scammy the Bull. We'll throw in a little bit of Michael Francheesy in there. It's funny how they go from one end of the spectrum to the total opposite. It's insane. And just remember, I'm not a mobster. I'm not in the mob. I never was a mobster. I'm just someone who covers the mob realm, you could say. But let's get into our first story. Rap fight. So let's hear what Chief Suckums got to say about Michael Francheesy.
one of my viewers, Frodo Jack 2. Frodo Jack, he wrote, Forbes magazine listed him as one of the top 50 richest mob bosses in America in 1986. He didn't call himself a mob boss. In his interviews, Francheesy always makes it clear that he was a capo regime.
He always says he's a mob boss. In all his titles, it says mob boss all over the place. If you check out his videos, Michael Francheesy always puts mob boss. And there was someone in my comments yesterday talking about, oh, just tell the truth about Michael Francheesy. I am. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I mean, I can go deeper, and I don't think Michael Francheesy would like that too much. But we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it on a level playing field. We're not gonna hit below the belt.
So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Your Chief Suckums.
Well, listen. Let me explain to him. Okay, a guy like Mike Francheesy.
All right, let's hear it from a non-made member. Okay, this guy's not even Italian, so let's hear it from a non-made member, a wannabe thug.
He's a professional con artist, and what he is this: he is not being himself. What I'm saying is, he definitely had money. He made money. He was definitely a rich guy.
And are you being yourself, Chief Suckums? Are you? Are you being honest with the people? Come on, be honest. Why don't you tell them about the charges that you're facing right now? You can be honest. Why don't you tell them what it was like in prison? You can be honest, Suckums. I have the reports. I have all the reports.
He was not making $10 million a week, like he says. He was not a official captain. He was an acting captain for his father. That's all I'm trying to explain. Like, how
do you know? How do you know exactly? I mean, is that from his own words, or I mean,
how do you know? Because you weren't in the life for real. Please explain. Gene takes hot dogs to the face. Yes, he does. It's pronounced rat cheesy. Hey, man, you just got to keep it real, right? This guy's got to keep it real, too. He wants Cheesy to keep it real. Queen Jean Borrello Pad.
We know, because we're street guys. We know what he is. So, I'm friends with a lot of guys that know him and other people. And, we know.
Yeah, but you weren't in the mob. So how do you know anything about the mob?
Know the real deal about who's street guys and who's not. I feel like he's a Christian. He's born again. He does all this stuff. So why don't you tell the public the truth, that you did cooperate? You did put people in jail. That's.
You're a rat, and you're a woman beater, and you beat your girlfriend multiple times over and over and over. Why don't you tell the fucking truth? Why don't you tell the truth that you put people in jail to save your own stupid ass, and now your ass is out on the internet acting like a fool? But he won't tell you the truth. He'll only go around and tell people he owns a car wash now. I don't know why the fuck he would do that. He's going around telling people that he's the owner of this car wash. And he's not. He doesn't own shit. So why don't you be honest for once in your life? What do you do it for women? Tell us. Please tell us, Mr. Borrello Pad. Cat got your lips? It's pretty crazy. This guy's out there. It's probably to get women, right? I own a car wash in Tampa, Florida. You don't own shit. Stop lying. Such a liar, man. He wants everyone to think he's this fucking rich mob guy. You were never in the fucking mob. And you don't own a car wash. Tell the truth.
Like known. And you did get caught in several lies. So just don't sit there and try to say like you're not a cooperator like we are. And you're trying to say you're better than us.
He isn't better than you. He's on the same level. He's reaching in the barrel to take you out of it.
Meanwhile, you did the same thing. You're just not being honest with yourself.
You're not either. Why don't you be honest? Just for once in your life.
You know what I mean? So you're just trying to still portray this gangster role, and you never were a gangster in a lot of people's eyes.
You weren't either.
Just born into the life, and you were privileged. You didn't have to do anything to get what you got. Gas scheme, he did not. Gas Pipe started the gas scheme. That was his thing. And then it went to the 5 families.
No, he didn't. Gas Pipe didn't start the fucking gas. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about because he's not Italian. He wasn't in the mafia. He has no clue what he's talking about. Gas Pipe did not start the gas scheme. He did not. Oh, yeah, that's why they call him Gas Pipe. No, they called him Gas Pipe because he put bombs in people's gas tanks. That's why they called him Gas Pipe. And he wasn't involved with the fucking gas scheme, you idiot.
Elaborate who's Gas Pipe.
He was the boss for the Lucchese family. He was a psychopathic serial killing maniac. Real.
Hey, not as psychopathic killing maniac as your good buddy, Mr. Aletto.
To do a show. So this is going to be our first week at...
It's Ass Pipe, not Gas Pipe. He's talking about you again, bro. Toro, how are you? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Mike, how are you? David, what's going on? I'm doing great. Things are really good. I just finished a really good interview. Shout out to Sonny. Shout out to Sonny Grasso. It was a great interview. I got a bunch of interviews dropping today. You guys will see them tonight. Matter of fact, I will put the link in the description of this video. Let's get back to the video.
A bad guy. And and Mike Francheesy gives his story how he sat with John Gotti. He took that scene out of the movie The Godfather. Literally, if you watch it, it's the same exact scene that he did in The Godfather when he had to sit down with John Gotti. He took it, and they actually showed it on an interview how much he was lying about it. So like I said, I'm not here. I just don't like someone that's a con artist to the people. I'm real. I tell you my story and what I was doing.
No, I tell what you were doing, motherfucker. You are not real.
To the door.
I did this to the door. I pushed the door in.
Dirty
Door.
I'm gonna fix it. I did this to the
Door.
I'm gonna fix it. I pushed the door in. 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 I did this to the door. Yes, I pushed the door in.
And his car is on file here.
Yours. I'm gonna fix it. I didn't make you push the door in. Did I make you do that? No, I had nothing to do with the shit you got going on. You're pretty busy guy.
So fucking midget mafia, Johnny Molino got something to say about me. Joey, you're 4'2". I see you in Tampa, I'll slap you around. Okay, you're the boss of 3 guys, the Philadelphia Mafia. If you actually be a member in your family, I'd rather be a Latin king. Okay? Get lost, you're an active mob boss on YouTube, you're a fucking clown turd.
I did this to the door. I pushed the door in.
You're a dirty hooer, that's what you are. Look, tell everybody how you fucked 100 guys. Tell everybody that on YouTube. Tell everybody that. Tell everybody you fucked your neighbor. Matter of fact, let me go talk to Andrew.
I know we have, I can't really get in touch with you, so the bullshit we going through is fucking stupid as fighting.
You want to play games? I'm stabbing every single one of them. Let him come up here. Go. Watch. I'm stabbing every single one of them. Let him come up here. Go. Watch.
Get my doll. Get my doll.
I'm going to show you time right now.
Get my doll.
You want to play games, right? I'm going to show you time. Want to play games?
Ruffin. Where's my fucking doll?
That's that free Ruffin. You're not a tough guy. You're a fucking clown. You like to pick on people who are defenseless, as we would say, women. It's pretty despicable of you. But hey, you got people like Michael Francheesy willing to give you a shot. So take him up on it. We'll see how far your career goes. Chief Suckums.
You know, he's full of shit. And that's when I'm stick to my guns. You know what I mean? That's how I am. So as far as people saying they only know what he tells them, I'm telling you from the inside out. I was involved.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You were a do boy. Do this, do that, do this. And then on your spare time.
Paying for these women?
Yeah.
Paying for these women?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are they from again?
You're crazy.
It's fucking see-through. It's like skin. It's just like vinegar. Fucking see-through. It's like skin. It's just like
Oh my god! Where?
Yeah, I did that to you, right? No, I'm just showing the people your extracurricular activities. That's your problem, not mine.
You know, nobody in the mafia was ever making $10 million a week. Never. No one.
Oh, wait. What did he just say? No one in the mafia was making $10 million a week. Is that what you just said? Yeah, I think it is. Well, if no one in the mafia was making 10 million a week, then what about your partner there, Aletto? He said he was making millions from what did he say he was doing? Oh yeah, heroin dealing for
we have John Elite.
Come see me. He was on telephones, and I left you. You can make payments until you clear it up. A day sometimes.
For the Mets.
The public doesn't. So you identify certain guys in the life. His nephew here with me today, Gene Borrello. So
On the Gambino crime family.
correct. We talk about this all the time. You know, we're 3-4 years old. Most kids, when they're bleeding, they're crying for their mother. We were just used to getting bloodied up. I mean, me and my brother are still.
Georgie Grasso, you said he shot him in the head.
Georgie Grasso, Georgie Grasso multiplies by dozens and dozens.
Yeah, Georgie Grasso was one of the first guys we killed. Him and Johnny Gebbett tried to hit me. And also Gotti's
Hashtag
orders,
free
'cause he was
ruffin.
talking about us.
Everett, what's going on? David, what's good, man?
Right.
Push,
you ordered him dead.
push some stool in.
Johnny
I'm
Gebbett, I
thinking it
ordered
wasn't
his
a
head
door
from-
he
from
pushed
prison.
in.
First week I went in. Prior to going in, I told him, have a Christmas gift for me. And I says, wait till I'm in prison before you touch this guy. And this is after I had a meeting with Gotti Jr. Well, actually, I didn't have a meeting. He sent somebody to see me. He was afraid to come see me. He was on telephones, and I laughed at him. I said, at this time, he lost control.
Fucking liar, man. The biggest liars on the internet. This guy, the other guy, all of them. All these cooperators are full of shit. Totally full of shit. They deserve each other.
Pablo Escobar money in the mafia. That's fake. So he had money. He had probably like 10, 15 million, 20 million total. Not what he's saying. So that's all it is.
I want to see Mr. Chief Suckums here. I want to see him say all this shit to Francheesy. I really wanted to say all this right to him. You're such a tough guy.
I'd love to follow up with him sometime and see what he has to say about all this.
Right.
Another comment.
He actually did follow up. He went on his Instagram and did live, and he keeps calling himself a capo regime. You know, like I said, like real mafia guys, nobody talks like that, bro. It's like
you weren't in the mafia, Gene. You were not in the mafia.
He's reading a mafia dictionary and saying, words out of it. Nobody says capo regime. That's like 1940 shit. Like, no one talks like that, bro. So it's like he's so gone out the mafia, so far out the life. He just doesn't. He's ridiculous. It's like he's like a cartoon character to us. We all laugh at him. So,
what do you say? You said he's like a cartoon character?
Excuse Excuse me.
No, everyone's laughing at you, suckums.
That's all I have to say with that. Just tell everybody I'm not trying to embarrass him. I'm just basically calling someone out on their bullshit.
Same thing I'm doing, buddy.
That's all it is.
Would you guys ever sit face to face? Would you ever sit face to face with him?
He wouldn't want to do that because I could ask him one question. What'd you ever do in your life to become a captain? And he can't answer that because he never did nothing. So he wouldn't want that. You can't name me one victim. You can't name me one thing you did to somebody while you.
Oh, so that's the level of what respect you need to fucking hurt people. You're still hurting people. So what are you talking about? You don't get respect for the shit you did, Gene. The shit you did is disgraceful. You're not a stand-up guy. And you put people in prison on top of it. So all this shit you're saying is total bullshit. You're talking about yourself, son.
Street guy. You don't have any stories. Your only story is you're related to Sonny. That's it.
All right. So basically, in your own words, you're not attacking the guy. You're just saying, hey, just paint the story the right way.
Right. Painted the story. I hate bullshitters. Just keep it real. You know what I mean? If you made $1 million a month or, I never heard of anybody making $10 million a week except for El Chapo.
And John Elite. Right?
I was asked to hit Gotti Jr. at that time. And another nice guy.
I guess you shot 2 guys.
And as you can see, we can keep going with.
Hold on, let me find the money part when he talks about that millions.
Well, my neighbor across the street was Guido Russo, and he was.
I really didn't care whether you won or lost the fight, just as long as you didn't back down.
Yeah, he didn't want me to be a coward, actually. So.
I really didn't
talk about this all the time. We're 3-4 years old. Most kids when they're bleeding. About, I guess, around 16. So, yeah.
Castellano?
Castellano. Paul
Castellano. John Elite.
Castellano, sorry. So Paul Castellano, a.k.a. Big Paul, he took over as the boss. And he...
Hey, Latin Butterfly, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Gene slowly applies another glob of Vaseline to Eletto. William Steele, how are you, man?
He was known as the Howard Hughes of the mob.
Correct.
Why that name?
Because he was a big money maker. He was Carlo's brother-in-law, and a lot of people were against him becoming a boss because he wasn't a street guy, per se. He was a money maker, not by his own hand, a tough guy, old school guy like Neil Della Croce, who was the underboss. And a lot of people bucked it. Me personally, over history, I thought it was a good decision.
You had no say in any of this shit, so I don't know what you're talking about. Eletto. I thought it was a good decision, like you had a fucking say in anything. You're not Italian, so how the fuck would you even be involved with anything? You weren't involved with nothing to do with the mob. They kept you on the outside.
Money brings power, and I think Paul brought a lot of power to the Gambino family because of the money.
Did you have a relationship with him at all?
No, I mean, I knew him, but I didn't have a relationship. I was too young. I was just coming up when he became the boss. And
I know him. Yeah. So, wants to make himself like he did, but he didn't, right?
I was a kid still. Back then there was more structure, I think, in the mob than there is today. It was more you go to your guy, who your guy is, Andy. If I had to say anything past hello, if I saw Paul or Neil, that's all I get. I mean, you don't disrespect anybody, especially at that young age. All
right, now listen to this, because Eletto here gets caught in a big lie. He had no dealings with Chief Suckums. He had no dealings with Gene before this podcast shit, right? In this interview, he said he had dealings with Gene. Watch, pay attention.
To even try to go to him. But I knew better. I was raised around the mob, so I knew if I had to say anything or even wish them something, if somebody was born in their family or a wedding, you still ask your guy, which would be Fat Andy, can I step up to him and say congratulations? And you have to get your permission first. I mean, some of that structure and some of the rules have changed over the years, and I said this is what weakens the mob, in my opinion.
No, what weakens the mob is people like you being around them. People like you, people like Sammy, people like Suckums, all of them. Francheesy, people like that weaken the mob.
Okay, so now you're affiliated with the Gambino crime family, but you're not actually a made man.
No, I can't be. I'm Albanian.
Right.
But you wish you were Italian, right? Yeah.
But you start with the drug dealing, and at one point you
Hey, you ready? You ready for this? Let's get it. Let's get it. Charlie, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Ass Pipe Castle. What's up, man?
build up to about $1 million a month.
No, not a million, Vlad. Not a million.
Correct. Probably more. I mean, that's a conservative number. And, you know, I got guys that work for me like Stevie Newell, I shot. And later on, he was around with the Gaudis and during some of this nonsense that went on. And
Some of this nonsense that went on that he explains. He explains it all.
he says that I'm being too conservative with that number. And this is a guy that worked for me. He said, I think at the time, he was one of my lower level guys and he was making $15,000, $20,000 a month. So I think that number is conservative for what we were doing.
Not a official captain. He was an acting captain for his
Own words, or I mean,
you know, I feel like he's a Christian, that you did cooperate like we are, and you're trying to say you're better than us. Honest, we need to get what you got. Guys like me, I had to do it myself to get where I was.
Which is nowhere. You got nowhere. You're fucking flunky, man.
For sure, $1 million.
Okay. But $1 million, that's just the gross. How much were you bringing in a month in terms of profit?
No, that's not the gross.
Yeah, okay, Aleto. Let's hear that again. You ready?
one of my viewers, Frodo Jack 2, Frodo Jack, he wrote, Forbes magazine listed him as one of the top 50 richest mob bosses in America in 1986. He didn't call himself a mob boss. In his interviews, Francheesy always makes it clear that he was a capo regime. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, listen, let me explain to him, okay? A guy like Mike Francheesy, he's a professional con artist. And what he is this. He is not being himself. What I'm saying is he definitely had money. He made money. He was definitely a rich guy. He was not making $10 million a week like he says. He was not a official captain. He was an acting captain for his father. That's all I'm trying to explain. Like, how
do you know exactly? I mean, is that from his own words, or I mean, how?
We know because we're street guys. We know what he is. So, you know, I'm friends with a lot of guys that know him and other people. And like, you know, we know the real deal about who's street guys and who's not. You know, I feel like he's a Christian. He's born again, does all this stuff. So why don't you tell the public the truth that you did cooperate? You did put people in jail. That's like known. And you did get caught in several lies. So just don't sit there and try to say like you're not a cooperator like we are. And you're trying to say you're better than us. Meanwhile, you did the same thing. You're just not being honest with yourself. You know what I mean? So you're just trying to still portray this gangster role, and you never were a gangster in a lot of people's eyes. You were just born into the life, and you were privileged. You didn't have to do anything to get what you got.
You weren't a gangster either. You were not, and you're not. You're not a fucking gangster, Queen O. Queen Jean. You're not a gangster. You never were a gangster. You weren't going to be a made guy. You weren't in with these people. They were using you. Don't you see it? And you're still at the bottom of the barrel. I don't give a fuck whose show you go on. You can go on fucking Jay Leno's show, and you would still be the piece of shit you always have been. And that will never change, my friend.
It's like me, I had to do it myself to get where I was, you know? So he says, and he claims that he started the gas scheme. He did not. Gas Pipe started the gas scheme. That was his thing. And then it went to the 5 families.
Please elaborate who's Gas Pipe.
He was the boss for the Lucchese family. He was a psychopathic.
He was not the boss for the Lucchese family. See, Dick Lips here don't know shit. He don't know nothing. He allegedly was this mob guy, right? How come he doesn't know that Gas Pipe was not a boss? Gas Pipe was not part of that gas scheme. He doesn't know shit.
Killing maniac, real gangster, bad guy. And Mike Francheesy gives his story how he sat with John Gotti. He took that scene out of the movie The Godfather.
He's not Italian, Pain like Bane. He's fucking half Indian, American Indian. He was never getting made. He tries to tell people, oh, they put me up to be proposed and shit. No, they didn't. No one was even probably claiming you.
Literally, if you watch it, it's the same exact scene that he did in The Godfather when he had to sit down with John Gotti. He took it, and they actually showed it on an interview how much he was lying about it. So like I said, I'm not here. I just don't like someone that's a con artist to the people. I'm real. I tell you my story and what I was doing.
And I tell you exactly what you were doing. I tell the truth about you. And you
know,
don't.
he's full of shit. And that's when I'm stick to my guns. You know what I mean? That's how I am.
You're full of shit, Gino. Queen Jean, you are the biggest lying sack of shit on the internet.
So as far as people are saying, they only know what he tells them.
Exactly, Gene. So, Gene, let me ask you this. Do you own a car wash down in Tampa? Do you? Tell us, Gene. Tell us. Do you own a car wash in Tampa, Gene? Have you ever put your hands on your girlfriend, Gene? Huh? Can you tell the truth about that? Were you ever in population, Gene? No, you weren't.
I'm telling you from the inside out. I was involved. You know, nobody in the mafia was ever making $10 million a week. Never.
It can't be. I'm Albanian.
Right. But you start with the drug dealing, and at one point you build up to about $1 million a month.
Correct. Probably more. I mean, that's a conservative number. And, you know, I got guys that work for me like Stevie Newell I shot, and later on he was around with the guy.
Wait. Did Gene just throw his fucking buddy under the bus? Because he just said no one in the mafia was making that type of money. But that's not what he's saying.
During some of this nonsense that went on, and he says that I'm being too conservative with that number. And this is a guy that worked for me. He said, I think at the time, he was one of my lower level guys, and he was making $15,000, $20,000 a month. So I think that number is conservative for what we were doing. But for sure, $1 million.
Sure, $1 million. Probably 10. Right?
One's making Pablo Escobar money in the mafia. That's fake.
Okay. But $1 million, that's just the gross. How much were you bringing in a month in terms of profit?
No, that's not the gross. I'm talking about profit, yeah.
Had money, you had probably like 10, 15 million, 20 million total, not what he's saying.
Multi-millions per month in gross.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got guys around me. I have, I don't know how many guys around me, but I got a good 25, 30.
Pablo Escobar money in the mafia. That's fake. I'm telling you from the inside out. I was involved. You know, nobody in the mafia was ever making $10 million a week. Never. No one's making Pablo Escobar money in the mafia. That's fake.
Can't be. I'm Albanian.
Right. But you start with the drug dealing, and at one point you build up to about $1 million a month.
Correct. Probably more. I mean, that's a conservative number. And, you know, I got guys that work for me like Stevie.
Nobody in the mafia was ever making $10 million a week. Never. No one's making Pablo Escobar money in the mafia. That's
later on he was around with the Gottis and during some of this nonsense that went on, and he says that I'm being too conservative with that number. And this is a guy that worked for me. He said, I think at the time he was one of my lower level guys, and he was making $15,000, $20,000 a month. So I think that number is conservative for what we were doing.
You know, nobody in the mafia was ever making $10 million a week. Never. No one's making Pablo Escobar money in the mafia. That's fake.
You know, answering everybody that asked us to do shows from, is it for terrorists to come in and do the same thing with some sort of virus? Now, this is 2020, man. This is like one of those movies that you see in futuristic in 2008, but this is 2020. So what the president's saying is real, man. He's got a good foresight of seeing what could happen, and it did.
Westies, what's up, man?
Front, I would talk about my lovely woman that I really dislike.
Oh my God! Pelosi. I already know who you're gonna say. Oh my
God! And look what she's doing. She wants to give money, and they allocated money for illegal immigrants in this country. but we got veterans that need better care, as far as, mental institutes after coming back, PTSD, coming back as far as care from after their injuries, losing limbs. And then you have them, a lot of guys that are homeless on the street that are veterans and regular Americans. Yet we don't support them. And a guy from California, San Francisco, was talking about it. His father was a captain on a Navy ship, and his grandfather was. And he made a lot of sense. And he says, why aren't we helping them, but we're helping illegals?
I mean,
Well,
they want to hear the make-believe stories. You know what I mean? To make them feel better. You know, they don't want to hear what the real problems are. So that he's one of the best. He is the best president to me.
Will care about his personality, and he'll have something to say.
This fucking guy, Mr. Dick Lips, he'll agree with anything John Aletto says.
About me or you, I guess, and that's fine. And as gentlemen, we'll ask them, you want to come on the show? Come on, and we'll discuss it. But when you're pushing religion and you're pushing God and you're sending one message, and then you're stepping on that message and you start talking and praising different gangsters, you're praising the life, you're talking nonsense, you're praising Gotti Sr. or whoever, and you're sending a different message. So first off, you didn't know Gotti Sr. like that. That's first off. You didn't have.
No, you didn't either. So listen, this guy didn't know shit. He was slept over Junior's house. He's making up all this bullshit. It's really like, wow, he's got a good imagination,
interaction with him like that.
Right.
And second, about yourself, you kind of like Gotti and himself, meaning Gotti Jr. You want to talk against your father. You want to blame your father for your life.
Tyranny, what's
you
up?
Didn't cooperate when you did like Junior.
Right.
And you also want to turn around and say you were a boss. And just like Junior, you guys exploit your father's names, and then you try to make money off them. And at the same time,
they're talking about Francheesy, if you guys didn't know. If you guys don't know, I'm trying to get a new computer. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up my Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. You can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats. Trying to get a new laptop. Things are overloaded, and I'm trying to catch up. If you guys want more content, I got to be able to bring it to you. So help me help you.
You're bullshitting people, because without your fathers and without that spoon in your mouth, how the fuck were you going to get straightened out or be a street guy? And this is why we don't respect them. That's why I don't. That's why you don't.
With those lips on your face, how were you ever going to be a fucking not get stuck to the wall, Gino? Lick them and stick them.
and that's what I want to make clear. Like, people are saying, well, why do you have a problem with it? I says, I don't have a problem with it. My problem is this. It's not really a problem. It's just like, I'm out here saying what we really did. We were out in the saying you're a changed man, but you're still glorifying. You sit there and say, oh, I didn't cooperate. I can't talk about these things. Like, you cooperated, man. Guys have paperwork on you.
What, Gene? Wait. What did you say? Did you say guys got paperwork on you? Huh? They got paperwork on you? Why don't you answer to any of this shit? Stalking, threatening, assault. Why don't you answer to that shit, Gino?
You aren't making $10 million a week. That's ridiculous. Like $40 million a month. Pablo Escobar wasn't making that kind of money. It's like, you're selling the public bullshit. You still talk like your 1940s capo regime. Nobody talks like that, man. It's like he's giving scenes out of The Godfather. Like, just be yourself. Like, be real. I would like the guy. He seems like a cool guy. Just sit down and say, listen, this is his real story, and this is what I was doing. And, I got into the mafia because of my father. I really wasn't a tough guy or a street guy. Just be real, like we are. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't respect him. And
you're still not a tough guy. I don't care how many people you tell on, Gino. You're still not a tough guy. You still will never be a tough guy. Ever.
That's the God's honest truth. And if he wants to come on our show and talk to us, I'll ask him just one question. What did you ever do in your life?
I'll ask him this one question. Where the fuck did you get those lips? Huh, Gino? Where? Who gave them to you? Who protected you in prison? Huh? Did they do bad things to you in there, Gino? Look, Francheesy's reaching at the bottom of the barrel. There he goes. He pulled him out. Oh, this is going to be good. Right? Yeah. Hey, Gene, do you own a car wash in Tampa? I need my car detailed. Do you own a car wash, Gene? Honest question, honest question. Hey, Gene, tell me what bothers you the most so I don't do it, all right?
To become a skipper or a capo regime, as you want to call it. A lot of captains that I know were tough. Some of them are balls. You know, a lot of captains. You got to have that rank. Guys got to respect you. They got to answer to you. You know, you got to have a crew that respects you. I would never answer to a guy like that.
Pavil, what's up, man?
Here's the problem. You got a lot of guys like that. He's not.
Here's the problem. This guy, I'm surprised he doesn't have his fucking glasses on. Here's the problem. Georgie Grasso. These guys are funny as hell, man.
The only one. You're
two non-Italians, non-made members talking about a made guy. Well, listen, Michael Francese's lineage has been coming into question lately. Is he really Italian? He's not Sonny's son. So who is his dad? Is he not Italian? Possibly. Possibly. That's pretty crazy. But we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Your old boss, Ronnie G.
Right.
Same position. How did he get in the mob?
How did he get in your mob? I don't know. He got in it before you because you were never getting in the mob, Mr. Mob Guy. I love when people post pictures with Gina and say, mobster. I'm with former mobster. You were never a mobster. You're a street bitch. Former street bitch and woman abuser, Gene Borrello Pad.
Remember his thing. But me, you see, when I was in the older generation, your generation, you know him differently than we know him because there was nobody really around our generation like that.
Now he's talking shit about the guy he put in prison, talking about he's not a mobster. What? Gene, and Johnny, you guys need to go crawl back in your fucking hole and go do something because this ain't working out for you, buddies.
So he stood out more. Now, in your generation, a lot of guys says, yeah, he did nothing. But like in our generation, it was easy for him to stand out because there was really nobody around. So he could play the role of a capo regime, as you want to say.
I mean, these guys aren't going to get our respect. Neither one of them.
Who's the son of Fat Andy? Who? Dick Lips? He's not the son of Fat Andy.
You know that. Without you, Ronnie doesn't collect money. Without you, Ronnie can't run around the neighborhood.
When he was in jail, he couldn't collect $1 till I got out. He had hundreds of thousands uncollected money that I had.
Someone else would have collected the fucking money, Gina.
I had to go grab for him everywhere.
Well,
Right.
if I'm correct, the only person you know of that, or any kind of piece of work he claimed to you that he did was.
Fat Andy wasn't his dad. Sonny wasn't his dad. Michael Franceese is fatherless, if you didn't know that.
You tell it.
He said he shot down a Cavalcanti, which he never did. His cousin Jerry did. Right.
So, you know, he's bragging up. This is a guy that became a captain.
Right.
And never did anything. I openly said he set up one of Gotti's brother-in-laws for me. I left him on the street for dead. And he picked him up and he took him to the hospital.
I heard that story years ago. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
So you tell anybody that were actively involved in a life, in any crew, any streak I ever heard of somebody setting a guy up and him the one that's picking him up to take him to a hospital So what kind of move is that? But this is a guy that's not about anything. So if you're bragging about shooting a girl, that's not to be proud about.
No.
What about you slapping a girl, Gino? Why don't you tell the fucking truth?
Who are you? I'm gonna fix it. I did this to the door. Who are you? I'm gonna fix it. I pushed the door in. I pushed the door in. I pushed the door in. I pushed the door. I did this to the door. I pushed the door in. Dirty
All you gotta do is be honest, Gino. That's it.
And that's exactly why we're going to call these guys out on this stuff.
Right.
If somebody tells me about him pulling a score or doing something or getting involved in a even though this is a negative life in the past, but you know what? If you were involved, and we'll respect you if you're involved on the street, getting dirty, doing shootings, doing robberies, getting involved with your hands dirty, but you're just another spoon-fed guy that got a position because your Uncle Vinny was a skipper in the Bananas family.
And then, he was a real guy. Vinny was a real guy.
Vinny was an old-time gangster. He's been around
legit
forever.
gangster.
And,
I always give credit. Legit.
And actually, he was a big earner in my day.
Oh,
and then whatever happened to him with money after that. But you know better than I do. The guy that he straightened out his nephew, brought him up, a guy that never did anything. Tell me, did he take care of Vinny later on in life?
Wouldn't give him a dollar. Wouldn't give him a dollar. Guys walking around with no money. I had to give him money to pay his rent. Wouldn't give him $1. Me and my family still the only guys that looked after him with money. That was it.
It's amazing. So how would Ronnie be able to live without you? Without you there, pulling, doing the scores,
without you cooperating, putting him in prison, how could he possibly live without you, Gina? How? I'm sure he fucking regrets the day he ever came across you, Gina. Home Improvement, how you doing? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Who's your daddy, Mike? Who's your daddy? Daddy wasn't there. Hey, I'm not one to talk. My daddy wasn't there either. Daddy wasn't there. Johnny and Gene look like Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street, 100%.
You strong arm from, without you doing all this dirty work. He's not about work. So how is he going to live without you? Same thing when you walk in a prison system. The same way when I'm in jail and you're out on the street, all I hear is your name. I don't hear anybody else's name. So whether I knew you and your family, which I'm very good friends with since.
All I see is your name getting chased. Bro, you're in Connecticut. Do you know my last name? Capizzello. No, man. I'm not in the mob, bro. Not at all. I wasn't trying to be a part of that type of life. Not at all. I think I heard the name before, though.
I'm a kid. So whether I knew you and I your uncle Fat Andrew Ruggiano, who's a serious boss in the days and straightened out by Albert Anastasia, your cousin Anthony Ruggiano was my friend, and Albert, your other cousin Johnny Boy was my good friend. I mean, but these guys were get down and get dirty guys who were nice guys too. But you're not going to get our respect. If it wasn't your family or not, they ain't going to get our respect either if they weren't.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about having rats respect? Does anyone care? Like, anyone? Anyone? Yes, I'm Italian. Pasquarelli. My grandma was Vivaldi. I'm not full Italian though, half. So yeah, I don't stunt like these guys.
If they pretended and they were frauds and pretended to be something they weren't, then we would respect them. Correct? I mean,
Well, I think you're doing a great job with the show. I love you because you tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Respect to you. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Listen, I try to show who these people really are, and I show you who they are with their own words. So it's not me. I didn't make them say this bullshit. They said the bullshit. What's the other half? A whole bunch of mixed stuff. My mom's mixed. My mom is French, German, all kinds of shit. Great woman, though. Shout out to my mom.
So this is a problem with a lot of these guys. They're trying to project something they're not.
I think I'm more than half Italian, tell you the truth.
And
Right.
yeah, I got an issue with it. You got an issue with it.
Right. And to also go to the next topic, what do you feel about John Gotti Jr. becoming a Latin king? Let me ask you a question.
Fucking idiots. You know why they're saying that, right? Because of the picture with John Gotti Jr. took a picture with Chicky, and the government used it to try to say that he had some affiliation with the Latin Kings, which was total bullshit.
I mean, I hate to bring this name up because they love the attention, but it's just, you have to talk about it for a few minutes. I'm sorry, because me and people that I know and regular people, we die laughing over this because he really still believes like the media still believes like he's a gangster. It's so funny.
Well,
Oh, they believe they're a gangster?
Little fucking midget mafia, Joey Molino got something to say about me. Joey, you're 4'2". I see you in Tampa, I'll slap you around. Okay, you're the boss of 3 guys, the Philadelphia Mafia. You actually be a member.
Is that trying to be a gangster? Tough guy? Fucking tough guy, huh? Real tough.
I'm gonna fix it. I did this to the door. You. I'm gonna fix it. I pushed the door in. 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 I did this to the door. Yes, I pushed the door in.
And his card is on file here.
Yours. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it.
So if I get charged for this,
You're not being charged. You're not being charged. You're not being charged. You're not being charged.
I'm the only one taking it. Word.
Fucking pathetic human being right there. Pathetic. Get your shit together, dick lips.
you know, again, the people that don't understand the street.
Right.
They
They don't understand how he don't come around the mafia neighborhoods and he's not like
Well,
around.
Oh, wait. Didn't you get chased out of the fucking neighborhood by some teenagers? Gina. Paps needs gas money. Hootie on the rise, yo. Too funny, man. Anthony, hashtag save Ruffin, hashtag save the door. Hey, I heard he's making a new business. I fix doors. Home improvement, man. He could do home improvement. He fixed doors for you.
His fucking cabin, right?
Yeah. So, you know, the problem is.
Oh, I got that video of Gino getting chased out of Hotwood Beach. You guys want to see it? You want to see Gene get chased? It's pretty fucking funny. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I got it. I got the video. Gino tucking his tail and running like a little bitch. I know I have it. Let me see here. Gino. I mean, Gina. My bad for mispronouncing your name, Gina.
I'll tell the judge and prosecutor to suck my dick like I done before. Okay?
Huh? What? Is that gangster?
I'll tell the judge and prosecutor to suck my dick like I done before. Okay?
Huh? And then they let him out of prison. You believe that shit? Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to find it. I know I have it. Hold on, let's play this and I'll look for it.
And, you know, you spoke to some of the guys who were in penitentiaries with me in Brazil in 2005. Right. You've been speaking to them lately, especially, and they told you how we got the messages in those jails. And Gotti started cooperating. He made a meeting to be Queen of the Day. And for the people that don't understand what Queen of the Day is, it's an introduction to meet the FBI.
Wait, that's good. Explain to them because people don't understand what that means. So we can tell the public what Queen for a Day means because I know what it is and you know what it is, but a lot of people don't. So explain to them. Go ahead.
Well, there is no snow job about, they invited us to come in. No, when they ask you to come.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another. He's coming out with.
There's a picture of Gene running out of Howard Beach right there on the right. Run, Forrest, run.
Your attorney, and you sit down for what they call Queen of the Day, which is a prop session. And
Right.
that prop session is you sit down, they ask you any question they want, and you're there only to give up information against street guys.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily have to be mobsters. It could
Now,
be
now, let me
mafia.
not interrupt you. Let me ask you a question. Whether you lied to the feds or you told them the truth, once you sit, what are you labeled in the street? No matter what.
You're done. You're right. That's it.
Okay,
It's
so
over.
now once you sit, like it don't matter, like me, I keep it real. Once you sit in that chair, when I was a regular street guy and someone called me and said, listen, this guy sat, but he lied to them. He's a rat. That's
Yeah.
it. There's nothing else about it.
Well, you know, the problem is once he ratted, the paperwork's out.
I found it. So let's get into this one. Remember, if you want to help me get a new laptop, hit up my Cash App. It's Chattin with Staxx. Hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats. I need a new laptop to make more content for you guys. Let's get into this. This is funny. They're calling him a rat and a pussy, right? A female is calling him a rat and a pussy. And he gets chased at Howard Beach. Go subscribe to Kane Shades. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Thank you, ass pipe.
When I was a young boy living in the city, all I did was run, 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 run.
Oh, what's up with that? Pretty crazy. Gene running out the fucking city, huh? Run, 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 Gino. We got more. All right, let me see. We got more. Go subscribe to Kane Shades.
Your Instagram is rat this. I don't care about you calling me a rat, bro. I made a mockery of you guys. Remember that. The ones that call me a rat, I make a mockery of you every day. I lived in Howard Beach. I walked outside. You didn't do shit. You never shot me, stabbed me, beat me up, nothing. How hard is it to get me? I'm driving a white fucking Porsche. To get me, I'm driving a white fucking Porsche. To get me, I'm driving a white fucking Porsche.
Borrello appeared on several episodes of the Lights podcast, Concrete, which Gerd said, effectively glorifies crime and the type of activity committed by the La Cosa Nostra. She added that the former Howard Beach gangster has been posting videos of himself on social media holding thousands of dollars, wearing expensive Rolex watches, driving around in a high-end Porsche and wearing thousands of dollars in designer apparel. The prosecutor urged the judge to hold Borrello without bail, citing his inability to control his temper and his expansive criminal history. See also release of Mafia rat Gene Borrello enrages his robbery victims. He pleaded guilty in 2016 to racketeering conspiracy and was sentenced to 3 years supervised release and time served, which amounted to about 5 years in prison, for more than 24 crimes that could have put him in jail for life, Gerd said. The offenses included multiple shootings, home invasions, where people were tied up, brazen daylight burglaries, arsons and beatings, the prosecutor added. An aggrieved Borrello, and his mom, repeatedly interjected during Gerd's.
And his mom interjected. Like, this dude had his mom begging the judge not to give his son time. Crazy. This guy doesn't use his fucking brain. He's a student. I caught the replay. Staxx beginning is awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Latin Butterfly. Paps needs gas. Thanks, man. Maureen, how are you, Maureen? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Bruno, how are you? Got a lot of people in the house. Hit the like button. See my computer starting to act up. I can't do what I want to do. I'm trying to give some wrenches out and it won't even let me do it. I'm gonna have to do this another time. I want to get another laptop because it's not letting me do it. Shit freezes up, and I can't really do shit if it keeps freezing. You know, I'm trying to catch up to it. It's trying to catch up to me. I'm trying to like. But hey, let's get back to it.
We all know that. He's
Right.
not really a subject to talk about because he's not a street guy. He's not.
Right.
He, you know, whether people like him or dislike him, that's up to them as a person.
Right.
Listen, maybe he wasn't a street guy, and I don't stick up for Francheesy. He's a fucking douchebag of the century. But he was a made guy, and you two weren't. You will never be a mobster. He was. That's the only thing he's got going. And now you scrape the bottom of the barrel.
And the message is, and we're going to call guys out, is, are you fake or you not? You're
Right.
not about nothing, and that's it. He's not. So, you know, he's a spoiled guy like, you know, a lot of these guys we're going to call out. You know, you could say about Michael, you weren't, you know, Francheesy now. You didn't get to no fist fights. You weren't, like you said, you didn't.
Thanks, rah-rah. You guys didn't get into no fights except with women.
To squirt a water pistol, right?
Right.
We joke about it. He didn't use
Right.
gas. But the truth is, that's fine. If you're, you know,
Look at Dick Lips' face. Look at his fucking face. He looks like a fucking, like a little girl. Like looking at his idol. Like, oh, he looks scared and shit. It's weird.
a Tommy Gambino who's just a nice guy that was a businessman that got involved in a life, that's his business because he projects himself exactly what he is. But
Right.
when you project yourself as a street guy, tough guy, running around and getting dirty, then yeah, we're gonna call him out. All these
I'll
guys.
be honest with you, one of the nicest guys I ever met was Jerry Asaro. He was the nicest guy. You never even know. He
Yeah,
was so
I mean, you like Jerry, and you know, I got you know,
And then what? You put him in prison, you fucking dick lick liar. You lying fucking idiot. But anyway, if you guys like this content, help me get a new laptop and I'll bring you a lot more. Hit up the Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. Hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle. I need probably, I don't know, $400. I got some money to go towards it. So if you guys want to help me, I will bring you a lot of content. I appreciate all you guys, and I will be back on later. Don't forget, tomorrow night, I'll be telling part two of my story. And I got shows lined up for tonight. Some pretty good ones. You guys could be blown away at the people I got. One of them is Larry Mazza and Matt Granahan. Another one is this man that goes by the name of Spider. He is a MMA fighter, not MMA, jiu-jitsu. And he explains a crazy story. You don't want to miss that one. It's at 8 o'clock. And then I have another show at 10. So don't miss those shows. Tomorrow night is going to be a really good one. So if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this content, start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. Have a great day. And remember, don't be a dick.